Hi, this is Brad Linder from Liliputing, and I have here a noisy box which should contain an HTC Flyer tablet. So we've got the Flyer, viewer information, and also the optional accessory, the digital pen. So this is the Best Buy version of the Flyer. As you can see, it's got the Best Buy logo right here on the box. It's going to go on sale on May 22nd for about $500, $499.99, or I believe actually. And the stylus or digital pen is an optional accessory. If you buy this in the UK or Europe, I believe the pen comes standard, but the price is a little higher. So nothing too exciting on the box itself. We can take a quick look at the specifications here. We've got 1.5 gigahertz processor, HTC Sense software, 16 gigs of storage, 1 gig of RAM. The whole thing weighs 420 grams, which is around a pound, maybe a little bit less than a pound. 7-inch touchscreen display, GPS, Bluetooth 3.0, 802.11n wireless, stereo audio jack, 5 megapixel camera on the back with autofocus, and a 1.3 megapixel camera on the front, and an expansion slot for a micro SD card. And yeah, it's got the weight again in kilograms here. So let's go ahead and open it up and take a look at the tablet. It's a 7-inch device, a lot smaller, easier to fit in your hand than something like the Motorola Zoom. Set that aside for just a second here and take a look at what else is in the case. We've got a power adapter, which is sealed up. Seems like it's a one-piece adapter. So it's sort of like something you would have with a phone adapter as opposed to a laptop adapter with two different pieces. It's an interesting plug here. There is also what appears to be a USB cable for connecting to a computer. So we've got standard USB on this end, and on this end we've got again that sort of interesting looking adapter. Might just be a micro USB, but it looks a little funny. Some information on, looks like the battery, quick start guide, contact information, and safety information. And warranty. So that's about it there. Let's take a look at the tablet and see how it looks when we remove this plastic coating. Okay, well it automatically turned on as soon as we took the plastic off. Now the case is interesting. It's got a, I believe this is an aluminum body on the back, but then it's also got some bits of plastic at the top and at the bottom. You can see the camera here with the autofocus as I mentioned. Power button at the top, volume buttons, sort of chromed finish. The adapter on the bottom. Still turning on. We've got a couple of buttons here for home, menu, back, and that may be a search button. It's a little bit hard to tell. And those buttons are important because what we're looking at here is something running Android 2.3, not the newer Honeycomb, which doesn't rely on hardware buttons. We've got up here towards the top the front-facing camera, and you can see that the auto rotation is reasonably responsive. Okay, well I don't want to break anything here, but it says you should be able to press from the center. There we go. And we can remove this area here, and you get at the micro SD card slot. Doesn't look like the battery wants to be removed or anything like that, but you should be able to at least get to the micro SD card slot that way. And let's take a quick look at the software. It's running HTC Sense. The time is set to January 22nd, 1:35, so I need to adjust that. This is a Wi-Fi tablet, doesn't have 3G in it. The Sense software has nice full-screen widgets here. I'll have to log in to get information on the friend stream or to tell it where my location is for the weather. But seems nice and zippy. Program menu. And it also includes the HTC Hub software for media, but I'll need to log in with an account to get that to work properly. So there you go. That's the first look. Interesting device. Seems pretty snappy for something with a single core processor, but it's got one of the fastest single core processors around. I want to check for battery life, overall performance, and definitely want to see how this pen performs, because it's really one of the defining characteristics of this device. Now the pen's not going to work on every application. It's there's an active digitizer in here, an N-trig digitizer, which is going to interact with certain applications, but it's got a nice feel to it, and it should work for handwriting recognition, for drawing, and so forth in certain applications, including the HTC Notes application. But in order to get that to work, I'm going to need to spend a little more time setting things up. For instance, putting the battery in. So you can see we can draw here on the screen. It's a little noisy, but we can take screenshots, it looks like, using the pen. Anyways, more information after I've had a little bit more time to play with the tablet, but overall there's your first look at the HTC Flyer. I really like the size. It's a 1024 by 600 pixel display, and it fits in your palm in a way that makes me think it's going to be pretty easy for reading ebooks or websites or things like that, especially when you compare it with something like the Motorola Zoom, which is just much larger and more unwieldy for reading. Some people like the 7-inch devices also because you can sort of fit it in a pocket. It's kind of large for a pocket. I'd rather put a phone in my pocket, but just in terms of size and weight, it's a lot more portable than the Motorola Zoom or an Apple iPad even. So there you go. This is Brad Linder with Lilliputiting, and unboxing, first look at the HTC Flyer and the optional digital pen, and definitely have more information once I figure out how to use them properly. This is Lilliputiting. Stay tuned to lilliputiting.com for more details.